Good morning, everybody. We'll begin today's session now. All right. So this is the first question for the day. Which option arranges the states in an ascending order in terms of their area? A is Gujarat, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan. B is Gujarat, Kerala, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh. C is Kerala, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan. And D is Kerala, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Uttar Pradesh. In this case, just by the logic of it, one can say that the first, in terms of in ascending, because it's ascending order, the least area of all the four states, because we are just four states here, of all those four states will be for Kerala. Kerala will be followed by Gujarat. Gujarat will be followed by UP and then followed by Rajasthan. So, correct answer here is option C. Now, in this case, if you don't have any knowledge of geography, at least you would have some hint that Kerala, in terms of area, Kerala will occupy less area and highest will be occupied by Rajasthan. Just from that itself, you can actually gauge that option C is correct. Okay. So we'll move to the next one now. Shown below is a map of a city with names of prominent localities. A man starts walking from Hampelkate towards west, takes the second right, second left, first left, third right, second left, and walks on the straight to the end of the street. Where does this person reach? Where does he reach? Options are Kandivali, Gurugram, Navrangpura, Hoskote. Now, okay. Please note, we are given the north. North is up, south niche aayega, west आपके यहाँ पे आएगा, and then this will be the east direction. So we know that this person is starting from Hampelkate. Hampelkate is located here. The man starts walking towards the west. So from this point, he starts walking towards the west. West is this direction, like this. West is this side. That's why. Okay. Takes the second right. First is second right. So this is the first right. And then after that, this will juncture will be the second right. Second right leke wo upar jayega. Then he takes the second left. First left and then the second left here. First left. Yahan se he takes the first left, which is this part. And then the third right. First, second, and then the third right here. This is the third right. Yahan se right lega, he moves on this side. Second left after this. This is the first left and then the second left here. And walk straight to the end of the street. From this junction, it takes a left and then walk straight till the end of the street to reach Kandivali. So our correct answer is option A, Kandivali. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Two different views of a sphere are shown below. Show the correct digital image that is mapped on the sphere. You have to consider this to be a screen or a digital image that will be mapped on the sphere. You have to identify from the front and the back view of the sphere which is the correct digital image which can be wrapped on the sphere. This is very easy. It may look a little bit complicated, but it's very easy. The first thing that one notices is the edge, this part, not the edge, sorry, this part of the sphere. If you observe this part very carefully, there's a black line which goes through and through it crosses across. And the gray line is actually meeting and at the intersection where the black line is, but it does not crosses over the gray line does not crosses over the black line. So what it means is in the sheet, the top part will have to be a black edge, complete black edge. So B or D आपका गलत आएगा. Between A and C, which have this black edge here and here, we'll observe what is the difference in them. The difference in them is this much part. Now, if you observe this part very carefully, there is a black edge which runs, and then the gray part is actually hitting like this, which means ye wala jab juncture khulega, at that point in time, if this is the black part, तो आपका gray वाला part will be happening like a V. It has to be a V juncture and it cannot be a juncture which is hitting like this, which that we see in A. So A will be wrong and C will be the one is the correct answer here. Okay, we'll move to the next one now. Given below is a sequence of drawings from the animation of a cricket batsman performing a pull shot. With one missing drawing represented by a question mark, which option would best replace the question mark? Which of this option will best replace the question mark given the sequence drawings? Okay. First, if you look at the position of the legs here, that is critical, and the position of the bat is critical. Why? If you look at the first position, they are together. Then they are crossed. Then they are again crossed, but stretched more further apart. So obviously, that between the transition, there has to be a position where the legs are actually crossing. So ye wala cross thoda aur aage ho sake. This is only happening in one case, which is option D. So D is the one which is correct. Because see, clearly isme nahi possible hai. You cannot get down and then stand up. It's not possible. This part where your legs are stretched apart, or even your legs are stretched apart, and then again you're crossing over, it's a very difficult position to have it abruptly in a sequence drawing. So both will be wrong, and D will be the one which is correct. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Which option will replace the question mark? You're given here 5 equations. Based on these 5 equations, you have to identify what will be the answer of the 6th equation, which is provided at the bottom. And the options are also given. So here in the 6th equation, we see 2 similar symbols. These symbols in the 5 equations, one happens here and another happens here, which means I can use both the equation. This 5th equation, I can derive the 5th equation like this also. To know what will this symbol equal to. This symbol will equal to triangle, triangle, minus triangle if I take this triangle on the opposite side. And I can take this equation as it is. So in one part here, I replace it with, say, equation 1 and then equation 2. So this will be triangle plus, from equation 2, I can also write it as triangle, triangle minus triangle. This will be equal to minus plus negative, triangle plus triangle, triangle. And based on this 3rd equation, which we are seeing here, we can find that ye dono same hai. This what we get here and the 3rd equation are the same. Hence, the correct answer for this will be triangle, diamond, and diamond, which is option D. So D is the one which is correct here. Okay. We'll move to the next one. Shown below is a flower, which is the leaf of a plant to which the flower belongs. You have to identify which is the leaf that belongs to the plant that the flower is also a part of. You're given 4 options here. Okay. So here, option A, which you're seeing here, is that of a papaya. B is what we call a bilipatra or a bale plant. This one looks like a tulsi. And the one that the question is asked about is this one, which is called a champa plant. So D is the one which is correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. The word shown below is of a specific font. From the options, you have to choose the letter that belongs to the same font family. In case of fonts, I'm going to say this again, that we observe how the letters culminate, and we also observe how the curvatures happen, how the curvatures culminate at the end. In this case, the curvature culminates as a tangent, and whatever geometry of curves or even horizontal lines that you're seeing, it is actually either orthogonal or a part of the curvature is a part of some circle. Let me put it that way. So it's a very regular kind of a curvature. It's not a two-centered curvature or anything. So we'll observe. So based on this, we'll look at how does the curvature culminate in all the options, because it's a very curvy letter which is given. In A, it happens like this. In B, it comes in and then raises up, if you observe this part very carefully. And in C, it's more acute. So it comes in and then it stops. Versus in D, it is like a complete circle which ends here. So D is the one based on the end curvature, which is the correct answer. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Which option will replace the question mark that is given? This is in sequence. Okay, this diagram that you're seeing here is some sequence, and you have to identify which diagram of the options A, B, C, D will replace the question mark. Here, the first observation will be from the options that are given, all the orientation of all the options A, B, C, D is different. The orientation of the diagram is different in all, which means that even if I'm not able to crack or find the relationship between the numbers, even if I'm able to find the way the figure is rotated or the way the figure is moving, I will be able to find the answer because सबका orientation अलग-अलग है. So my first task would be to identify what is happening. How is the figure moving? So from this, I'm just numbering it for A's. From figure 1 to 2, when you transition, you can see that there is a 90-degree clockwise rotation. Now, if I just keep this clockwise as it is and assume that, okay, it's going to move in clockwise direction. And if I go from 2 to 3, I observe that in the same clockwise direction, there's a degree of 180-degree rotation. From 3 to 4, again with the same clockwise direction, if I observe, it will be a 270-degree clockwise rotation. So if I just by that logic of clockwise rotation, we can say that 90 to 1, that as you move from one figure to other figure, the degree of rotation increases by 90 degree. 90 to 180, 180 to 270, which means that from 4 to 5, the fifth figure will be a 360-degree rotation of this, which means that the diagram will look as it is, as we are seeing in 4. So option B is the one which is the correct answer here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. If the following operations were performed in the given sequence on the figure shown in the box, what would be the resultant figure B? Rotate the figure clockwise by 90 degree, flip along the vertical axis passing through its center, flip along the horizontal axis passing through the center. In this case, if you observe, it is a pentagon. The figure is a pentagon. So what I'm going to do, this is how the figure looks like, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the pentagon to a diagram. I reduce the pentagon to a diagram by this. A pentagon will always have a base, and then opposite to the base, there will be a vertex, like you're seeing in red. So what I will do is I will trace these marks that I've drawn. This is the diagram as it is. This is when one operation is performed of 90-degree rotation clockwise in this direction. ये ऐसा बनेगा. यहाँ से when you are flipping it along the vertical axis, this axis, it becomes this way. It rotates on this side, and then when I'm flipping it along the horizontal axis here, ये वाला orientation आपका बदल जाता है. The same thing I also have traced it in the options in order for you to compare how the base and the vertex works. So I will obviously just by the look of it, I can say B is the one which is correct. But in the option also, if I were to trace that, because there's 90-degree rotation, there's no 45-degree or 30 or even 70-degree rotation like that, which means that the base will always be parallel to either the horizontal or the vertical axis. So A में base यहाँ पे है, B का base यहाँ पे है, C का यहाँ पे आ रहा है और D का यहाँ पे आ रहा है. And just by the look of it, I definitely know that B is correct. So in this case, what I will do is I'll construct just this much diagram. I won't construct the whole diagram, but I will just construct this much diagram. The base, the vertex, and the two edges. That's all. And I will be able to find the answer. Okay, we'll move to the next one. In the left column are names of some national park. In the right column are the names of the states in which they are located. Which option contains all the pairs correctly? So in this case, you can look at the options here, which are provided. In this case, the first one, Jim Corbett National Park belongs to, or is situated in Uttarakhand. Ranthambore is in Rajasthan, Kaziranga is in Assam, and Kanha is in Madhya Pradesh. So option D is the one which is correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one now. The image below shows 4 different dance forms. Which states do these dance forms belong? Kerala, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Assam. These are the states which are there in all the options and they are in different order. Okay. First one. The first figure that you are seeing is a dance form called Kathakali. It belongs to Kerala. Next one that you are seeing here is Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi belongs to Andhra Pradesh. Next one that you are seeing is Mohiniyattam. It again belongs to Kerala. Next one, that the dance form that you're seeing is called Satriya. It belongs to Assam. So the correct answer is Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and Assam. So C is the one which is the correct answer. Okay, move to the next one. A paper is folded in the sequence shown in the image. Blue patches are the areas that are cut out. What would be the resultant figure be when the paper is unfolded? You're given this sequence of folding, then you're given this blue part which will be cut out. When I unfold the whole paper in the back sequence and open it up in this manner, how will the cutouts be? In this case, all you have to do is, whichever is the axis of fold, just keep on tracing the mirror image. Like for example, if I know of course, this यहाँ पे ये वाला cutout आपका ऐसे आ रहा है. So ये वाले cutout का ये, because this is a folding axis, I will draw a mirror image along that in order to find what will be the overall cutout be. So likewise, I keep on doing it based on the folding axis. Okay. So this is how the pattern will unfold. From here, it comes here, mirroring along this axis. यहाँ से I'll open it up above, mirroring along this axis. यहाँ से I open it along the vertical axis. I mirror along the vertical axis like this. And from this, I again mirror along this axis because only one part, that is only one part, okay? Not the whole thing, but one part is mirrored here. So this is how the figure will be formed. So as you know, the correct answer will be option A. Now I may get confused between A and B. They look similar. What is so different about it, right? So if you look at the this bigger edge, you'll observe that ये वाला जो part है और ये वाला जो part है, these two parts are different. They are not same. Versus in option B, these two parts are the same exactly. So straight away from this, I know B, C, and D are wrong, but between A and B, I may be confused in the exam with the time ticking part. So just by this observation that I know that these two parts are different, so that's why I will be able to eliminate B and A will be the one which is the correct answer here. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. We'll end today's session with this. Thank you.